Hey there YouTube, TZvZP here, and I have another commentary for you guys. This time, it is a 2v2 of Starcraft 2. So I figured Starcraft 2s are a bit more entertaining from a spectator's perspective. So I figured that I would go ahead and start with... no, I have game set up enough, but I may want to lower it. There we go. 2% seems adequate. Alright, I figured 2v2 is pretty entertaining. Since the patch, there's a lot of color bugs, so I have some red SCVs, I have some blue SCVs. We're red, they're blue. It's cool. I'm not sure why that is, but it just happens. So I am over here playing the Terran race. My gamer tag, I guess, the account name is, or nickname, I forget what they call it, is Thorship, because Thorships were fun before they nerfed LT and nerfed the hell out of strike cannons, unfortunately, in the last patch. But I'm playing random 2v2s. You just basically hop in, it pairs you with a teammate and two enemies who can either be an actual team or just random teams like us, like me, and over here my buddy Rincon, who I've never actually met before, but he has attained buddy status. Over here we have a ZP team. Zerg Protoss, I feel, is really up there in the... I think ZvZ and ZvP teams are definitely the most inclined to 2v2s. They have the best strats, they can do a lot of cool stuff, and they can all-in, like quasi all-in, without actually risking a whole lot. Zerg 6 pools, okay, he can get his economy back. The Protoss can get gateway units to back him up until he gets his whole economy back in tow, and then just go to Mutualists and harass while the Protoss keeps building up that massive ball, and then they attack, and then you both die. Which is why you have to pressure early. In the chat, you may have seen that I said I was going to open Hellion, and indeed I am. This is probably the most, I want to say it's one of the best openings that Terran can do for any Zerg comp. So basically here, I'm just going off the 1 gas. I get this early. I get 11 gas, barracks at 13. Yeah, it's a little bit different than standard timing, but this is 2v2. You not necessarily have to get everything the second you would normally do in 1v1. So here I actually get my orbital at 16, which is 16 supply of harvesters. It's not actually 15 in a marine like usual. So here TOS is, this was a pretty epic game. It's very back and forth, and I found it really fun to play, and I hope it's as fun to watch in 1080p goodness. So over here we have, it's like roaches. I'm like, fuck my life. So yeah, oh, I really find it stupid that Zerg allowed him to scout the roach swarm. You usually have to check the gas. If they have more than 100 gas taken, it's roaches, unless they're bad. But at this level, I don't think they're bad. So this is a Masters versus Masters 2v2, which are kind of fun to play around with, spectate, stuff like that. So I'm going to transition here, and this is one of the reasons I chose this. Was originally I was going to open Hellions. You swap that reactor on, get a second factory, get Blue Flame on that, and then move out with like 8 Hellions with Blue Flame and just rape shit. Because Hellions tear it up. But instead I'm going to go Tank Marine and transition into Medvac and Marauder because of the roaches. I just want to have some sort of bio units to get out early, and because I already had that reactor, I'm going to go ahead and use it. So, let's see. They are going to attack relatively soon, I think. So there's my hero teammate Speedlings, and unfortunately like a good Protoss, he decided to wall, and let's see. Alright, so I was going 3-gate Robo with a Twilight Council, because, I don't know, 1-base strategies, like you can easily go 15 minutes in the game, 20 minutes in the game while still on 1 base if your economies gets fucked up along the way. It's normal in a 2v2, not necessarily so in a 1v1. But I always try and expand relatively early. I definitely usually don't see this. You can't really support this on one base unless you cut workers. So look at me, kiting workers, kiting, lol. I don't know. It's still in the morning. Haven't got my talking underway. So even though I have tech labs on these guys, I'm still producing out Marines for the most part. I just wanted to get those double ups. So as soon as I have the gas to do so, I will go ahead and chuck those down. With the increased stim timings become a little bit less effective in 1v1 and 2v2. I think especially so in 2v2 because you really need that timing. If you rush in with a late stim to siege tanks, then you will get Rothaloned. There's really not much you can do unless you have medvacs. So indeed, I'm going to get a starport out relatively soon. So here we go, we're finally pushing. I have 2 tanks, siege mode is already completed, and a handful of other bio. So here they come, pushing out. Stalker's going blink, which is really effective against Zerg. I find it less so. Oh, alright. So this is common that I see. I'm not a Protoss player, so you have to take my limited experience on this with a grain of salt. But in 2v2s, you see a lot of people just getting a robo and building one observer out of it. Whether it's for detection, if in case I go Banshees or whatnot. Which a lot of people actually falsely assume when they scout me and see that I'm going gas first, but lo and behold, it's actually Hellion. So I don't have stim yet. I'm just trying to bait them into my tank before I get stim, moving up some siege tanks while still maintaining a bit of control. Of course, these can hit all the way over to here, unless they blink up, which that observer or an overlord placement blink is, yeah, it's quite nasty. Game isn't balanced around 2v2s, and I'm like, counter, I'll keep tank. So yeah, I'm just keeping the siege tanks here, and I should just move this up to here or put it on here and siege it up, but I'm bad, so. Yeah, so I didn't realize that the Protoss was sort of entrenching here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get me some free units, because I like free roaches. I didn't actually, don't think I had vision of them, let's see. Yeah, then here all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, concussive shells are awesome. Although less awesome against Archons now that they buff them. But I feel that that was a necessary change. I mean, they're so big already. Massive status is definitely... So I'm going to stem in here again. I'm really willing to waste these units because I just have the starport down now. And I did take out a fair amount of stalkers, but unfortunately that pylon still lives. So both of them are expanding. We're actually all expanding. Zerg has his expo up for a little bit. I'm just getting mine down, and it's 11 minutes. I mean, pretty standard for a 2v2. We didn't do an incredible amount of damage where I felt like I could either build a couple more racks and go all in to try and kill them, or sit back easily behind my tank line and expand. So I'm still getting out units, and I'm not necessarily increasing my production structures. But I'm like, wait for medvac, because I am getting this reactor on. One thing I didn't understand was why he didn't incorporate speedlings. I guess he may have, after he got the second base. Because matched roaches are really good against Protoss and Zerg, but less so against Terran. Although roach openings can derail Hellions, like you just saw. But I just wanted to note the adaptation that I just like employed in this, and observer blink, sad face, but pew pew, and he's like sniping off the tech labs and stuff, and that can be really annoying because reactors actually take a hell of a long time to build. He didn't actually finish this off though. Why would you go for SCVs? I was willing to just keep all of my SCVs here because if I pull him in a straight line, he's just gonna like run. It's like Hellions, you just keep your SCVs or your workers in the mineral line while Hellions are attacking, and they can't actually get like triple kill, penta kill, quadra kill. So he's actually getting a flank on my teammate, and I'm all like, no. There's so many roaches here, I didn't actually realize like which is which until it was too late, because I have the I am searching for a word and I can't seem to find it, but I have it, let it be known. My command centers definitely could be farther forward. That was kind of a fail considering I have building grid enabled. But I really wanted these 2 extra geysers, not necessarily the orbital. Usually I'll put that in my base and then float it down, but there was no reason to do that. So here's alright. I would have liked to see a Colossus, but I guess he's going for the upgrades anyway. Colossus or Void Ray actually would have hurt us quite badly. Oh, yes. Alright, I remember now. Never mind. Spoiler alert. Templar Archives. So yeah, he's just getting his Spire down now. Because he invested all the gas into Roaches early game, he really wasn't able to tech up, especially without an expansion. And oh, I'm dropping in here and sniping shit. So I get the Roach Warren, and that's actually pretty big because I don't think he is. Yeah, he has to remake it. He hasn't already done it. So 50 seconds. It's pretty big. And there we go. Let's take a look at our army tab, just for it's APM. I'm a rather low APM player. Medvacs out here. It's always something. I'm trying to fortify this, and I use these to snipe any observers or overlords that come in. Supply depot, obviously you want to scout those backdoor rocks. This is quite an opportune place to attack. And of course he's actually going to get his 3rd, and I think this is actually what puts it in our favors because our supplies are relatively even. This is deceptive because I lost so many SCVs and I'm still trying to produce them. So my army is actually larger than it seems. And go to the income tab, look at our harvesters. Yeah, I'm still down a fair amount of harvesters and working hard to reproduce them, but that definitely shows the difference in the army tab. So he keeps going mass playing Stalkers, and I don't really agree with Gateway without any Zealots, and especially not without him having his teammate to attack here. But this was pretty easy for me just to stim up and siege up and try and defend. Medvacs, the reason I got so many is because they're great with Roach Hydra armies. And any sort of bio, they heal them right up. And while Protoss units, if you're in a TP 2v2, a lot of their units are robotic. I mean, Zealots are really the only thing that you can really heal. So, pew pew. And I don't actually have any upgrades. They're both at 1-1. Usually I go double engineering bay for ups, but I was really short on cash, and just wanted to try and win it here. So I don't think either of us knew that Protoss was expanding, because if he had actually spent that 400 and invested it into a Robo Bay, I don't think he actually has one. Colossus would have delayed our push a little bit. I would have had to get some Vikings out. Corruptors are rather crap against Colossus in general, so I probably would have led the way with my Vikings. I like how we were still like seeing this dichotomy of colors. My command center is red. This SCV is red. Oh no, these guys too. They are here for the long haul. But I'm still keeping this tank up here and a little bit of a tank line in our main because Zerg love to counterattack. They have very fast units. Infestors also would have been really nice, but I don't think he had the gas to do it. But here is actually what he invested into. And with the timing of our push, it was like just a bit... Alright, so I'm dropping here too. I think I dropped the Protoss at the same time as well. But you see, we still don't understand that he has this base up, and finally it's like, oh shit, well, okay, what's A move? He's pointing it out to me. I was a bit slow. Of course, he's trying to get vision of my base, but I'm like, oh, missile turret. I never actually get the weapons upgrade, but I'm just going to keep pumping out Reens. Because armor is really quite good. If you're in a ZvP, or a TVP, you usually want to get weapons first. If you're in a TVZ, same deal. If you're in a TVT though, you will always want to get armor first, because armor takes so much longer to kill you. And this is what I was lolling about. we got like the High Templar Brood Lord, and this is something I actually wanted to touch on, was that we are killed all building. Oh yeah, I was dropping. Oh yeah. So this is something I wanted to touch on. Not only to make him go back with a drop, but the fact that he teched up to Hive when he was already very behind and low on gas geysers. I mean, he only has 4 available to him, and he's running out of minerals in this expansion. Unless he got 2 more base, if he could have just pumped tier 1, tier 2 units, he actually would have been able to defend a little bit better. Because, look at us, alright, Lair, I have Starport tech, but I'm not going into battlecruisers, I'm not going into Thors, I'm just sitting on tanks, Marines, Marauders, and Medvacs. And because of that, I'm able to get a shit ton of tanks, Marines, Marauders, and Medvacs, while he's spread out all of his tech and eventually has to GG. So that's pretty much it. And if you like this, click the like button, and I will probably upload some 1v1s. I don't know if you guys want to see live commentaries, which I can do. I don't know, those are pretty fun, because I usually, I don't know, I usually fuck up my live commentaries in some way, shape, or form, so always quite interesting, and the protest doesn't quite seem to understand. Oh no, the protest GG, Zerg still thinks he can win it with his 3 Broodlords. Yeah, LOL. Alright, and with that, the game ends. So if you liked it, click the like button. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoy your Friday. And peace out. See ya.